Let's speak now to our reporter Nobesuthu Hejana in Cape Town. Good evening, Nobesuthu. Thank you very much for joining us. You've been speaking to quite a few people, a lobby group among them, and they're concerned that they're actually having to pay more for electricity but aren't spared during the blackouts. Now, we know that Cape Town residents enjoy always a lower level of load shedding. So does this mean the whole of Cape Town's on level 3 while we're on level 4, or are there exceptions?
So, Sally, there are some parts within Cape Town that are supplied by the city of Cape Town and are expected to remain on stage 3, but other areas, including Khayelitsha and Philippi, they are supplied by Eskom and they will remain on level 4. But when we spoke to Sandra this morning, she was also talking about the fact that the city of Cape Town has proposed for its budget to increase the tariffs with over 9.5%. So she's saying that currently majority of Cape Town residents can't afford to buy electricity, and with winter approaching, it's going to be more difficult for them. So she's saying that while the city says its customers are on stage 3 and others who are supplied by Eskom are on stage 4, it's a bit unfair because some people are struggling for now to ensure that they're able to afford to buy electricity. But at her house, she showed us that she bought an inverter battery where she bought for like 5,000 rand, and with that she can be able to at least switch on the Wi-Fi so that she can be able to do some work. But she's saying that for many people who can't afford such and also can't afford to buy generators, it's going to be very difficult because we're not sure whether in June we will experience blackouts. But this is what Sandra had to say.
As a resident, I'm terribly disappointed. We had a 15% increase last year, and this year the proposed increase, or the tariff increase implemented by Eskom already, is 9.47%. So in 2 years, Eskom basically got 25% tariff increases. So one would expect that at least with their maintenance programs, that by now they should have had some reliable power stations. But by the way it looks to us, the breakdowns seem to be or appear to be random, which tells me that Eskom is definitely not winning the war here.
And I suppose that's a reality that people are facing across the country, not only rising power bills, but also the choice to be utterly without power, particularly if load shedding continues throughout winter, as we've been warned it may well do so, or invest in a generator or an inverter, which is again a more outlay of costs. You have been speaking to small business owners, and I recall you doing this the last time we went into a period of load shedding. Are you getting a sense from them that they've made those choices, that they've got their plans in place to keep their businesses open?
Well, some Sally saying that they don't have choice but to invest in those generators, even though it's costing them a lot. We visited 2 shops in Bookap, where the first one was a shoe and a bag repairs shop, and the owner was telling us that on average per month he spends about 4.5 to 5,000 rand on electricity. But now, because he bought a generator, and with stage 3 or stage 4, the power, it cuts many times during the day. So with his generator, he's also spending a lot on fuel because he has to keep it running while the lights are out, and to ensure that he delivers to his customers. And we also went to a restaurant also in Bookap, and the owner was telling us they're spending a lot on electricity to run the shop, 15,000 per month sometimes, because they work a lot and also selling over the weekend. So the store is struggling financially. But this is what Nadir had to say about some of the challenges that they're facing due to load shedding.
So with cost of the generator, it's obviously the fuel, then we have to service it as well. So I can't give you, I'll give you an estimate figure. It costs us to run the generator for the day, maybe 1,000 rand a day. for those few hours of load shedding that we have. Now yesterday we had load shedding 3 times a day, today we got 2, tomorrow we got 3 again. So yeah, it affects us quite a bit, and financially, yeah.
And that air of resignation just says it all, doesn't it?